Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know people are climbing the ranks, new season. I'm going to try to make this video as fast as I can. Get this over with. My last video was a bit long. I apologize for that. I think no one's going to watch a 19-minute video guide. So I'm going to make it quick, nice and quick so you can get back into the game and start gaming, Go crazy in there. Well, let's start with the nerfs. So first of all, this is a Strange guide. Obviously, I'm using Strange. And it's already in the thumbnail and probably in the title. Strange got nerfed this season, season 1, DarkHold, and it was a range on his burst move, which is where is it? Maelstrom of Madness. It got a nerf to his range. It has fall off now, and his shield recharge has been lowered. I'm going to show you some examples right now. So you see here we're at 5. Look how much damage that is. But if we go around here to 7. Like around here, there's a little bit of a nerf or damage fall off here. It is quite impactful. It means Dr. Strange has to be a little bit closer to his enemies that he's going to kill. But not really. I would say, at least in my opinion, it's not really that big of a difference. I mean, you could feel a difference, but it's not like too crazy. And here we have his shield nerf. Their regeneration, as you can see, I probably zoomed it in. It's a little bit slower than it was in last season. At least I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, those are his nerfs. Time to get on to the main part or the actual guide. So I just wanted to do that little nerf thing because just know that Doctor Strange did get a nerf. And it's very important, I think, just to know that he's not as strong as he was, I guess, technically from last season. He's still a meta character. He's still the best tank in the game. But, it's not really going to change much of the guide. Just keep that in your head as a side note. First, starting off with his normal attacks, boom, bam, boom. It's normal. It's pretty good. It does a lot of damage, actually. And, yeah, it has a good amount of range. I'm pretty sure it goes, you can go around like 20. Still hit it. Maybe even further. It has a good amount of range, so you'd be fine. But the main thing is also the burst in the middle, like we were just talking about from Nerfs. That's how his main damage is from, and how he can burst and probably even literally kill people in ultimates too, because the burst damage is incredibly high. When you hit all 5 pellets, it does a lot of damage, but if you don't, you get a few, you're not gonna do a lot of damage. So you want to make sure you center it around the character. Also, this thing can't hit headshots, so don't worry about headshots. Just try to aim it at the center of a character. Very easy, very simple. You get the most damage. You get your burst up, and you do good damage. Another thing is, a lot of people just do this. You don't want to do that only. Like, let's say you're up close and you're trying to finish an enemy. You want to do stuff like this. You go just normal attack and a melee. Boom. Look how much damage, more damage it does. It does a lot more damage. You're still killing about like the same time, especially like a 250 enemy. It's like 1, 2, 3. And if we do that with a whip, it's still same thing. It's like 3, but you're killing them a bit faster. And especially like big enemies, it's gonna do a lot more damage in general. So it's good. Sometimes you don't have to be really that close too. You have to be like right here. That's a good amount of range. And then you can burst too, so you do a little combo like a very good, very useful for more damage, especially against squishy enemies. And with your burst, you can kill enemies, a lot of enemies. My next tip for him is a lot of people, hold their shields out and just hold this, You could do this in certain scenarios around like an ult or something, or you're trying to back off and something. Or you could do this, maybe not that fast, but you could do like that. It's pretty good. You can trick enemies like group. And one of my things was that his, Doctor Strange shield is one of his giant counters. Doing this like this, being a little bit, not very not holding this and being obvious that you always do this. Because, Groot's ult is ranged, but if you block his ult and you're like, having a little bit of kind of like an off rhythm, you can kind of trick him into ulting. And it's kind of hard to block Groot's ult. It's a little bit fast, but if you kind of like trick him and you could get lucky and you like hold out your shield and you're doing this and he just ults right here, boom, that's a huge block. It's just like, you know, do it. You can also stop Hawkeye's bullets from like sniping back line. So I would say just do it sometimes. Don't do it, like keep an eye on your shield. Don't want it to break. Be careful with that. And so yeah. His next tip, a lot of people don't know this. It took me a little while to know this too. If you press, you know, his portal button and you press reposition, as you see it right there, I'll zoom in. Boom. You click it, and you could place. See, it's not there anymore. You can place, you know, 1, 2, anywhere you want. You can trap people inside of spawn or make people fall off. It can save a lot of time, especially in GM games. Let's say you erase the whole team, right? You get a whole ace, whatever. You can do this, right? Let's pretend this is their spawn, or let's actually go to the spawn right here. Well, this one's too big, but like something like this, you can let me do it back here. Position. You know, you can basically trap them here. The first one's not that good, but or none of them are actually really that good, but you see what I'm trying to say. It's a little bit easier on the other maps. This one's a little bit harder because it has like a stairwell, but you know, you can trap enemies, and it's really huge because look how long it is. It's still going, and that's a lot of time wasted, and that's a lot of the cart being pushed. So take advantage of that. Your portal is very important. Like you can be like the deciding factor in a game. So my tip is be careful. Like, you know, be very careful of what you use your portal on. I'm not gonna say like what you should use your portal on. It's very hard because some situations, like there's a lot of different situations for portal. But just be careful with your portal. It's a long cooldown, very long. Like in a capture mode, you're not gonna get the portal for that round probably. In payload, you're probably gonna get it at most like in your payload like 2 times, maybe 3, maybe. I've seen people do this. Like, don't do that, especially if you're like you don't have like a Punisher or something with a or like an Iron Man ult. It would be crazy. You can combo ults into this. It should be insane, but normally just doing this, it's not worth it. Don't waste your portal for that. Also, be careful with your portal. Don't. I've seen a lot of Strange's portal into enemies. Sometimes it's good for like a surprise attack, but most like you don't necessarily want a portal on top of them usually. Just be careful where you portal. I would say portal a little bit far back. Also, another thing is you can counter portal Doctor Strange. So you can counter portal. You can just place your portal in front of that portal. It's very simple. All right, well, oh my goodness, bro. Okay, you know what I mean. But you can place a portal in front of a portal. You can counter them and make them jump off to somewhere Narnia. Is his flying move? What is it called? Cloak of Levitation. Levitation move. Use it wisely. It's I think it's like 15 seconds or 12-second cooldown, and you're up for the air for like 5 seconds. The only reason why I would use it is to counter or like to pressure off aerial move characters like you know, Iron Man or Storm, or maybe even a Hela on high ground. No one can get really in high ground, or no one wants to, then you do it. Get onto high ground and try to push them off, you know? You can also counter like Hela's ult. You go up and then you just literally just block it. You can do a lot of stuff. You can go up to Iron Man. Iron Man's ult's not that fast, and you can kind of counter it, and you go up and you fly and you block it. Same thing with Magneto, you know? So just know that you could do that. The levitation is really good. Getting to higher ground, but also for another thing I'm going to get to later, which is part of the ultimate. All right, let's get to his important thing. I said this guy's going to be very fast. We're going to talk about ultimates. The ultimate, the big ultimate. So first of all, your ultimate gets countered by walls. So Doctor Strange wall, a Groot wall, any wall, it doesn't matter. So be careful with that. A Magneto wall, even a bubble, even Hulk's bubble, I'm pretty sure, can counter. Anything that's like a wall, you're going to get countered. So be careful with that. Don't, like, keep an eye on bubbles and, like, walls. Because you can completely just shut down your Doctor Strange ult. And it's very common for a Doctor Strange ult to be countered. Another thing is you can get frozen by Luna or slept by Mantis. So be careful with that. I see a lot of people when ulting, especially like, you know, the lower ranks, you know how it is. They just run around, run, and run up to a character and just, you know, boom, you know. Sometimes you want to do that. Maybe during like a Mantis ult. Like if you have a Mantis in your team and they're ulting, you get a speed boost, so you can kind of get past the Dr.Strange wall very easily. Which when you're using Strange, you want to be kind of hidden. When you have your ultimate, first of all, you want to try to get behind people. So there's a zone map that I forgot what the map's called, but you can kind of, there's a choke point. So let's say this is a choke point, it's a spawn, whatever. One tip for the ultimate is like, you know, getting over here and hovering over here. They're never gonna see you when you're high up, and you just, when they're all down, you ult. I kind of got stuck on a ledge there, but you can go like over here, maybe not get stuck on a ledge, and then the Doctor Strange is usually gonna be up here. They're always gonna be leading, and Doctor Strange is never in the back. But keep an eye on Doctor Strange. Keep an eye on our tank. And, you know, if he's shielding, he's probably going to turn back here. But all their support's in the back. All their DPS are over here. You ult them, it's huge. And you, oh, and this goes to my other tip. When you're ulting, this is very important. I've seen a lot of strangers. Do not do this. Make sure that you're at least very close to 100 when you're ulting. Why? Is because so you can maximize damage to the max. You know, like, look at this damage. If I ult here with nothing, and, you know, it's a lot of damage, you know, but sometimes you're not going to get kills with that. You want to have max. Like, very close, like 80, you know? I'm at 892. I can just do this. Boom, I have it 100 already. And they're dead, you know? So make sure your thing is charged. Your, what is it called? Your Maelstrom of Madness is charged at least very close to 100. So whenever you ult, you have enough damage to basically wipe out almost all their squishies. Your ult can stop a lot of ults too, just saying. But not like that many. Like, for example, this is like for all the new players. You can't ult a Luna Snow, you know, a healer out of their ultimate. You can't ult, you know, a Psylocke or even a Punisher. So just be wary of that. One other thing, be careful with his shield. You don't want it to break. Be careful breaking because the recharge can take a little bit more. Don't break it. The reason why you don't want to break your shield is because, let's say a group has his ultimate or someone has their ultimate, you know, you want to have enough juice to at least stop it. Like even the Scarlet Witch does max damage and kills everything in her sight. You can still block it at like 100 shield, you know. It's going to break the shield, but you blocked it, you know? That should be it for the guide. I try to make as fast as I can. Not as long as the 19-minute group video that I made. I would go over some of the replays for Strange that I have. But I think I want this to make this very simplistic, very fast. My next video is probably a Magneto one and probably Invisible Woman because I've been playing her a little bit. And just in general, healers I'll be playing. And tanks. Maybe a DPS too. We'll see. But that's all. Yeah, boom. Dr. Strange guide.